Hi, I'm Avlin and I'm an legal intern with Lexis & Company for the month of July. And today I'll be discussing the topic of actus reus and mens rea. So, nowhere in penal code it has been defined as to what is a crime. So, if we talk in a layman language, crime is the commission or omission of an act and which is prejudice to the community and for which the punishment is given and which is contrary to law. So, uh, a person is held criminally liable when he has done some act which is contrary to law, and he is being punished for the same by the courts or by the proceedings of the courts under the name of state. And criminal offense is only committed when the act of criminal nature or which is contrary to law has been done voluntarily. So basically only those acts are punishable which are being done or which have been done voluntarily. In law, crime basically consists of two elements. One is actus reus and the other is mens reus. Former consisting of physical element and later consists of the mental element. Actus reus has been defined as the bodily conduct which the law prevents, and whereas mens rea is basically covers a huge a lot of cases of mental stability. So this means that presence of mens rea gives rise to actus reus. So now the question arises whether there can be actus reus without mens rea. Yes, there can be actus reus without mens rea. For example, an infant of 2 years had loaded pistol with him and he was playing with it. He just went outside and he killed another person. So here actus is there, act has been done which is of criminal nature and which is prevented by law. But since the infant was of 2 years and was incapable within the meaning of our law, he was not in a position to understand the existence of the or the consequences or the forcibility of his act, so the mens rea is not present in this case. Similarly, the next question which comes to our mind is whether there can be mens rea without actus reus. Yes, there can be a mens rea without actus reus. When there is a thought in our mind to commit a crime but the same has not been manifested with the physical conduct or the physical contact, then it is said that the mens rea is there but actus reus is not there. So therefore we can say that mens rea per se is not punishable. For example, a person who has an intention to kill someone cannot be brought to the court on this ground that he had an intention to kill someone until and unless the same has not been manifested into some act or with his conduct. So, but if a person, suppose A with a loaded gun is found in the compound of B, here he can be held liable for the for his act of having a gun with an intention, and from this act it is clear that he had an intention to kill B. So here he might be punished for his act. But in the case above stated, if the act has not been manifested or has some conduct has not been performed for the act, then the intention it is just merely an intention, then the person shall not be held guilty. But sometimes mere intention is sufficient for a person to be held guilty. For example, in case of intention to commit a treason or intention to commit a crime with a conspiracy. So these are the cases. Similarly, sometimes only the act is sufficient and it need not have an intention to kill. For example, in case of grave provocation, we can say that a person under the grave provocation might not have the intention to kill the person, but merely in the spur of moment he did some act, so his act is liable to be held him liable or guilty under the section 304 clause 1. So when it comes to mens rea is basically an intention to commit crime. So the intention can vary from act to act. For example, in murder we have an intention to kill someone, but same in the case of theft, we have an intention to steal. Further, in case of extortion, we have an intention to have somebody's else property in our name or some other intentions. So therefore mens rea keeps on varying. So moving on to our penal laws, the fundamental principle of criminal liability is actus nisi mens et rea, which means act itself is not criminal unless it is accompanied with an guilty intention. So it must be noted here that mens rea must exist in all three parts of the act, that is, the physical doing or not doing, the circumstances and the consequences. If the mens rea does not exist to any part, there will be no guilty mind behind the act. Thus, there are basically three factors providing criminal liability: origin in some mental or bodily activity, its consequences, and its circumstances. So, basically, criminal liability has to be established by the proof of some act which is dangerous from the legal point of view, and at the same time, the proof as to the actual damage. So, this was all about mens rea and actus reus. Thank you so much.